Today I am going to give you some great hip exercises. All kinds of hip exercises for all levels. We're going to work our way up to the pigeon pose. All right, so if you're in the right place, let's get either a mat or a towel, something you can lay on. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and let's get started. Okay? We are going to start sitting. Extend your legs forward and open them a bit. Sit up nice and tall and start to circle your ankles. You're going to feel as soon as you start circling, you are moving a little bit in your hips. This is very good to start to get the circulation and the movement going in there gently. So when we do deeper stretches, we don't harm anything. Reverse the direction of the circle. This is something you can do every single day, even if you don't do this whole videotape. Okay, you can do it every day, and then you've done something for your hips. That's the trick. You got to keep moving the hips. Even if you have an injured hip, like I have one really bad hip, I'm very careful, but I also do something every day so it can't get any stiffer. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing laying down. Okay, so lay on your back. You can have your arms over your head or behind your head or out to the side. Anyway, separate your feet and circle the ankles. You're going to feel this go a little bit more in your hips now. Let it circle around there. Try to get your toes to go every direction. And if you can, touch your pinky toes to the floor, then your big toes. And those of you just starting with the hips, you can do lots of this. You might need to bend your knees a little bit to make it comfortable in there. Go ahead, let's reverse. You can do straight, you can do bent leg, but make sure your feet are a little bit open, a little wider than your hips. And make your toes go as much as you can. Try to touch the floor. Okay, now keep the arms where they are and step your feet as wide as your mat. Drop your navel to the floor and lengthen the back. Now take both knees to the left. You're going to gently press your right knee toward the floor. But don't force it, especially if you have a hip replacement or you have trouble with your hip. If you're really flexible and it easily touches the floor, pull your stomach in much harder so you have some resistance and you will start to get some stretch. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, take the knees to the other side. Same thing, you're going to start to press the left knee toward the floor. Draw up in the belly and just let it warm up a little bit. You can move a little bit there. You can just keep pressing. If your knee's touching the floor, you got to pull your stomach in. When you pull the stomach in, the knee comes away from the floor, and then you have some resistance. We want the stretch to go in the thigh, not the lower back. Now, let's inhale to the center. Exhale, go to the left. We're going to go through now a few times. Inhale, come to the center. Exhale, go to the right. Do it with a breath, like a flow. Inhale. Exhale, go to the left. You start to feel it loose up. Inhale. Over to the right. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Circulation's really important. Even walking can help your hips a lot. Inhale, center. Exhale, lots of repetition of movement when you want to warm up. Inhale, we'll do two more. Exhale. This is called the windshield wiper. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Okay, now make your feet hip-width apart and put your hands down at your side. Cross your right ankle over the left knee and pull either your right calf into the chest or your left leg or the knee. Okay? If it's not at all possible, keep it on the floor. Okay? Keep breathing wherever you are. Flex both feet. Keep breathing. Keep working. Don't worry if you don't have a big range. Don't worry about it. That's why we're here, to improve and get a little more flexible. Now round your head up and see if you can stretch your back a little bit. The more we stretch the areas around the hips, it's going to help the hips. And come down, both feet on the floor. We're in the beginning position. We're going to cross the left ankle over. You can stay here. You can start to bring the calf in. You can hold the hamstring, the leg, the shin bone. This is probably the most here. You can really pull. Flex your feet. That'll protect your knees and keep it going right in that hip. If you find it gets too much, no big deal. You just back off. Go back to one of the more gentle ones. Round the head up to meet the leg. Now we're stretching at all sides. This should feel great, right? We want to get our hips flexible, but we also want the whole body to follow suit. And lower down. Okay. Stretch the legs back out. And reach your arms overhead or behind your head. And do another set of the ankle circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now step your feet together. Pull the navel in. Cross your right ankle over the left thigh like we did. And see now if you can press the knee gently toward the floor. You'll see my knee does not touch the floor. Yours may, if it does, if you're that flexible, take your left hand and push the left hip down. So you feel a little stretch in the hip. Okay, now switch out the leg. Try the other one. Put the right down. Keep the right leg there. Cross the left ankle over and press. You can go up and down a little bit. This is a great stretch, and it'll make sitting easier, especially in yoga or meditating, Pilates, where you have to sit on the floor cross-legged. You can always use your right hand on the hip for more resistance. Make sure you don't roll to the left. Keep your body facing the ceiling. Okay, stretch everything out one more time. Now we're going to try the pigeon upside down. You're going to bend the right knee and see if you can grab the calf or the ankle. If you can't grab from under, grab the ankle here or use a strap. You could also pull your knee a little bit, but go toward the shoulder. Okay, you try and get the knee toward the shoulder, the shin up toward the chest, the foot going toward the left shoulder. So this is pigeon upside down. Some of you will not be able to do the pigeon regular because of your knee, okay? You can't put weight on the knee. When we do the pigeon, you're going to do it upside down like this. Those of us who are going to do the pigeon, this is a good warm-up because you can really pull without putting any pressure on your knee ankle joint. Let's try the other side. Take the right leg down. And remember, the left leg now is going to turn out. You don't want it parallel. You got to turn a little bit out. You can grab that heel or throw a strap, pull your thigh. But we're trying to get our left knee toward the left shoulder and the foot toward the right shoulder. Gradually. Don't force anything. You can't force. You got to cooperate. The mind, the body, the breath, they all have to cooperate. And then this is your pigeon. This is your pigeon laying down, okay? It's quite the hip stretch. You stretch the back of the bent knee hip and the top of the hip, the front of the hip of the straight leg. Okie dokie, come out. Let's roll to one side and come to sitting. Okay, we're almost there. We just need a little more warm-ups. Now, you're going to take your right foot to the left side. You're going to take your left foot on the right knee. Put your hands behind and see if you can drop your knees down. Now, some of you may be like this. If you're like this, straight out the bottom leg, and then just work on the top one, okay? Maybe folding. If you're okay like this, and this is no problem, you can start to fold forward. This is hard. I told you I have a bad hip. I have a hip, it's all bone and bone. It's arthritic. It's 3 inches higher than the other hip. So I've always had to be very careful with the stretching. I know some of you have hip replacements or you're just noticing your hips are different, or you're trying to get your hips better for ballet, the exercises are the same. It's just we go different ranges. Some people can move a little faster, some have to move a little slower. Always go at your own pace. This is the trick to never hurting your hips. Always go at your own pace. Don't force your hips to do something they don't want to do, even if it's this exercise. Okay, let's come out. Let's shake it up. Now we're going to take the left foot to the right side and take the right foot on top. This is called the fire log pose. You see how it starts like this? Some of you, especially if you have 180-degree turnout in your legs, you're going to drop that down. Some of us, we got to tip back or unfold that bottom leg. If this is too much, you can even go here. Keep trying to open. Okay, that's the key with the hips, like opening, closing them. Anything with a circle is good. Moving your legs in all directions so you get all sides of the hip socket. This is easy. Go ahead and fold forward. Fire log pose. It used to be called double pigeon. Now it's called fire log. It's also can be called foot over knee pose because the foot's over the knee. Okay, now slowly come out. Stretch out. Now that should kind of, okay, that might be enough for some of you. Okay, and you can always repeat. You can always repeat the beginning ones over and over. If not, we're going to go on to the pigeon. Okay, so we're going to come up to hands and knees. You can go from here or straight legs, either one. Okay, so you can go from here, or you can lift up in a downward dog. We're going to take our right knee first. We're going to take the right knee outside the right wrist. Kick the foot a little to the left. So the foot's toward the left hip, and then slowly lower your hips. If you have any pain, you can put pillow under here, or a yoga block, or book. If you have a lot of pain, flip over and do it on the back like I showed. No pain, flex the back foot, lift the back knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Push it toward the foot, the knee, and place it down, point the foot. Walk your hands in a little bit. Flex the back foot, pick the back knee up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put the knee down toward the back foot and point the foot. You're feeling it get more stretch in here. Walk your hands in for one more time. You might be able to turn out a little bit more. Flex the back foot, lift the back knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put it down near the foot and down. So you're trying to get your leg further back. Now you should feel the stretch. Come up on your fingertips and try to lower your pelvis slowly to the floor. This is not easy. Let's come over. Okay, you can always backtrack. If it's getting too hard, slowly come out. If you're flexible, go ahead. Put your head on the floor. You can reach your arms forward. You can make a pillow. If you're professional, you know what to do. You have all different kind of arms for pigeon, all kind of back bends, all kind of poses. Here's the basic for your hips. You want to hold about 5, 10 breaths. Try to see if you can be steady, not agitated. Relax your right thigh muscle. Relax your right buttock muscle. Relax your shoulders. What else could relax? Your breath, your buttocks, your back, leg, your feet, your toes. And then slowly come out. See, it was starting to feel comfortable. Optional. You can stay here. You can bend the back knee and gently pull it to the buttock. This is just for additional stretch, okay? You don't have to do it. You're trying to pull the foot toward the outside edge of the buttock and drop the hips at the same time. Okay, slowly release. Now you can come to hands and knees or the downward dog, because now we get to do it on the other side. Yay! Start from the same position here. Now we have the left knee. The setup is everything. Take the left knee outside the left wrist. Don't put it here. Put it outside. This is how you get the hip. And walk the foot a little bit. So when my right hip comes down, it's going to be near that foot. Okay? So you're lowering yourself evenly. If it's really difficult, you could lean to the side like that, just so you get the weight off. Okay? If it's too much, you can do that. You can do that kind of variation. Okay, with this, let's go on. Let's tuck the back toe under. Lift the back knee. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the thigh toward the back foot. Lower the knee. Point the foot. Walk the hands a little bit in. Flex the foot. Stretch the back leg. Push toward the back heel. Push. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the knee toward the foot. Bring it down. Point the foot. Turn out the front leg a little more if you can. Last one. Flex the foot. Stretch the knee if you can. And push. 5, 4, 3, 2. Push the knee toward the foot. Lower it down. This is the maximum. Point the foot. Come up on the fingertips. Try to sit up as straight as you can as you descend your pelvis to the floor. The back leg is parallel unless you're rolled over on the side. Okay, now you can fold. This is the most comfortable part. This is the pigeon variation that all my students love the most. This is one of their favorite poses. I know it's one of their favorite poses because when I give them time to do what they want to do, they do this one. Okay? It's also a much needed one. This will help sports like golf, tennis, dancing, martial arts, all these things that need our hips flexible, gymnastics, all this stuff, ice skating, figure skating. See now if you can relax your shoulders. Relax your left thigh. Relax the back leg. Relax the spine. At first, you don't think anything's going to relax, but before you know it, you're almost meditating. Okay, now slowly lift the head. Walk the hands in. You can stay right here, or optional, bend the back knee and pull the foot toward the buttocks. There's lots of way to hold. You can hook your elbow. You can just gently work the foot toward the outer edge. Some of you know how to spin the hand. You can put the hand and turn the fingers. Not important. The important thing is you just keep stretching the hip. Okay? Pigeons for the hip. It's a hip stretch. Okay. And gently release. Come to those hands and knees. Come to the downward dog. Move your hips around a little bit. Walk your feet up to your hands. Bend one knee at a time, keeping your hips nice and loose, going back and forth, bending and bending. And then hanging over, you can sway your hips a little side to side. It's okay if your knees are bent, that's fine. Just cooling down here. You can bend a little bit. And hang your head. Relax your hips. Now use your stomach and slowly roll up. 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 And up. So that's the pigeon pose. In Sanskrit, it's called Ekapada Rajakappasana. But you can just remember hip stretch or pigeon pose, okay? If you like this video, press like, subscribe, and try some of the other ones, okay? Take care. Thank you.